How's it going, everybody? Thank you for watching another video. So here on site, Sequoia National Park, and I am in a four-wheel pop-up camper. This is their flatbed Hawk model, and it's on a Ram 3500. Now, going into this trip, I had some questions about just how nimble this vehicle is going to be. Was it going to be too big? Well, here's kind of what I found out after driving it for 2 days. So it's not that big at all. It's not a big deal. However, I will say that when you're in an urban setting where there's a lot of traffic, you got to learn to brake a little bit earlier because you got a lot of weight back here. So that's something kind of new for me, is you kind of think you're going at a normal speed and you realize, oh, I'm really close to that vehicle in the front. You got to slow down, pump those brakes a little bit early, make sure like everything back here doesn't go flying around. So it's a little bit heavier for sure. Handling a little bit kind of sluggish compared to the Project M. I did notice in places like Sequoia where it's a little bit tighter, not necessarily like Yellowstone where it's wide open, you got to be a little bit more careful kind of go around those corners. If you guys haven't been to Sequoia National Park, there are some really great areas for motorcycle riders, like hairpin turns, all kind of nice ways you can maneuver your bike in and out. But for a truck like this, it's a little bit more difficult, so you just got to take your time, and I think you're going to be all right. Riding on bigger tires, so this vehicle that I have right now is so lifted, it's so ridiculously high. They've got really big nubby tires, and I wasn't used to the wah 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 wah. So if you're thinking about getting bigger tires, that's something you might want to consider. Is the in-cabin noise. It's not too bad, but when you're going at slower speeds, they make more noise. It's more noticeable. As far as getting in and out of something that's lifted, not too big of a deal. This one has stairs. The stirrup was okay. But for people that aren't strong enough to kind of pull themselves up, definitely get the stairs. The only problem I have is reaching the rear latches because the butt is so big out here, and I got some storage boxes that I can't really reach over and get the latches unless I gotta use a stool for that. So, and that's the same. It doesn't matter if you're tall or short. The storage boxes make it a little bit harder to get around and reach those latches. You can fit in regular stalls. If you do have storage boxes, though, it does add about maybe 2 feet of length to you. So kind of be careful with that because you really don't know when you're backing up what type of space you have. So it's good to have somebody help you out back if you have those storage boxes in the rear. Another big concern I had was cooking indoors, because I know when you cook at home, you got all those oil vapors kind of hanging out all over the place, and if you cook something, a lot of that smell tends to hang around. But good news, you know, cooked a really awesome steak, opened up both of the vents. One was pushing, one was pulling. I got all the windows open up, the doors open. It was fine. Nothing stayed stinky from the steak. It was good. I would say, though, I would still recommend, if you're going to be frying something, to probably fry outdoors. Maybe boiling inside would be better. You know, things that aren't going to require a lot of oil and splashing things around. Which, incidentally, by the way, watch out for that smoke detector because there's not much space in here. And I set off that smoke alarm both doing the steak and cooking the marshmallows. The furnace in this thing was awesome. It got down to about 30 degrees last night. I think we had it around 60 to 65 degrees. It did absolutely okay. The fridge that we got is big. You can fit about a week, maybe week and a half, 2 weeks food in there, depending on what you got. We got like 2 loads of bread, a whole bunch of stuff in there. And lastly, the big thing for me that I had questions on is this underbed storage. Number one, how easy is it to lift? And it is a dream. They got those hydraulic arms in there and just picks it up, and it gives you a lot of storage space that the other Project M's and other four-wheel pop-up campers don't have. So if storage is something that you really need, you probably want to get a flatbed because that underbed storage is awesome. Well, all right, guys, I'll be checking in with you guys a little bit later, but that's just a quick update on how I'm doing over here in the four-wheel camper flatbed model. I'll catch you guys later.